friends, in today's video I'm going to talk you through how I upcycled this lovely amazing mirror that I found in my local charity shop. So this is what it looked like before I got my hands on it, and this is what it looked like after. It only took me about 2 hours to get the whole thing done. I used my hairdryer quite a lot to get the paint dry, but I got it done in one evening, which is very unusual for me, which just goes to show how much I enjoyed working on it. So the first thing that I did was I cleaned it all up. Once again, I used my all-purpose cleaner. I sprayed a little bit of cleaner on the cloth and I wiped it all, and then I rinsed out the cloth and just gave it a little wipe just to make sure that there's no chemical residue or anything like that. And then I got my paint out. So once again I used my teal paint. I added quite a bit of white into it to make it a lot lighter and a lot more vintagey, and I paint the whole thing. So I applied 1 layer of paint over the ornate bits, and then I applied 2 layers of paint over the ring itself because I didn't know how much white and how much distressing I was going to do later on, so I wanted to make sure that if I don't do as much that there wasn't that much brown peeking through. And so I painted the front, the back, and also the back plate that holds the mirror in place. Then I started distressing the mirrors, so I decided to use white paint to show off the wonderful details of this ornate mirror. The paint that I use at the moment is Restyle white chalk paint, and I put a little bit on my plate. I take my natural bristle brush, I pick up a little bit of paint with my brush, and then I wipe the brush pretty much clean. And once I've wiped most of the paint off of my brush, I gently brush it over the mirror, paying attention to all of the detailed parts of this mirror get a little bit of that white paint here and there, and that's what makes it all stand out a lot more. So again, I did this to the front of the mirror, the back of the mirror, and also the back plate. After I had done that, I take a little piece of sandpaper and I gently brush it over some of the raised parts of the mirror to show off the beautiful colour that is underneath. So the beautiful brown that was there in the first place, we're showing off a little bit of that where it would kind of naturally appear over time with sort of wear and tear, because that's the kind of look that I wanted to go for. And I really like the way that it turned out, and I think that it added a lovely touch to it. It made it look a little bit more interesting, a little spicier. And to seal it, I used my Annie Sloan chalk paint wax. I have the clear one, and again I pick it up with my natural bristle brush and I gently brush it over all of the raised parts wherever I can get it with my brush. I'm not trying to get into all of the little holes because a mirror like this wouldn't really get as much wear and tear. So once I had sealed everything, placed the mirror back inside. I did replace the little holders because they were rusty, so I decided to put new ones in since I already had them. And there we go, that's it. That's the mirror done. It was a really fun project for me to work on. I really enjoyed it. It made my evening so much more fun than it would have been. And I know that I promised a different video for today, but unfortunately my hooks haven't arrived yet, so I'm still waiting for the bird plaque hooks to finish off the video, and so hopefully it'll be coming out sometime next week or maybe at the end of the week, depending on how much time I get to do it all. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more. If you have any video suggestions, if you would like to see me do something specific, then do let me know. I do want to know what you would like to see from me. If you would like to connect with me on other social media platforms, there's links for that in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!